Welcome to week 12 of the Toronto on Tilt football podcast. I'm Steve Artevello with Anthony Harris and Theo Giordano. You can find us at our website, torontoontilt.com. You can find us on Twitter at TorontoOnTilt. The video of this will be posted at our YouTube, Toronto on Tilt. You can also find us streaming everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Bleaker, all of the things, all of the places. You can like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Share with your friends, but maybe just ignore what happened last week. That was rough. It was rough for the whole podcast. It sucked. And coming off the week before that and the DeAndre Hopkins thing, just not fun. Theo, get us started.
Yeah, first back-to-back losing weeks. I picked the right time. It was after a big win streak, so I kind of just pissed away all those winnings. But we're still up on the year. I'm up a unit and a half now, so it's getting a little dicey. But we'll go through what I had. Titans +7 was my favorite pick of the week. Is what I gave out on the podcast. I think it was at +5.5. Still, I liked it at that number, and it turned out to be a good play. Titans won in overtime. Ravens offense, it's just not last year, and it's starting to feel like they're not going to turn it around. The receivers there stink. There's so many drops in that offense. Say what you want about Lamar, I'm down on him too, but he's getting no help with that.
Talking shit about how the weapons aren't being used, and him with some egregious drops.
Yeah, they don't know how to use him, and he doesn't look like he fits in that offense right now. The Titans too. People always talk about Derrick Henry running the ball. They're passing offense. In the second half when they started to pass more, that's when the offense started going. If Tennessee wants to win this year, I think you let Tannehill throw a little more. And with those passing weapons, A.J. Brown.
Touchdown?
Yeah, that was
play of the week.
Unbelievable. They look like a legit team if they pass the ball like that. And that was a weird number. Felt like that was way too high in the Ravens' favor, and it turned out to be a good one. The next one, which I just grabbed as a number grab off the top, was New England +2.5. I thought that should have been a pick 'em. Didn't buy out of it because I ended up talking myself into the Patriots, talked myself into that run defense for Houston, how good New England's rushing attack started to look against the Ravens. I thought, let's take the gamble there. I overlooked some things with that Patriots secondary that obviously turned its ugly head. Tough read, bad read by me. Pat season feels done, and I'll have trouble backing them going forward. They're going to be a tough team to read as far as motivation goes, and just overall talent. It's not good in that defensive secondary, especially.
Yeah.
The next one, this game made you. This is one of the games that just make you stare at a wall for an hour after the game. Because you feel like you do everything right. You feel like you read the game. It's kind of going the way you think it should go, but it turns the complete opposite way in the end with a Green Bay money line at +105. So what I said last week is...
And I had to say, loved it. And yeah.
What I was trying to say last week was if the Packers got up, you'd have to see Rivers. He'd be making mistakes. A complete opposite situation. Packers got up and just some egregious fumbles. You had the fumble on the opening drive, which didn't concern me at all for Rodgers. I'm like, that's a miscue.
Yeah.
They came out after, started looking like what I thought they would on offense. The second half with that special teams fumble, just can't have that, especially when your team, hasn't got the ball much in the second half. And then overtime, Scantling with one of the weakest fumbles you're ever going to see. And it's just something that, put me in a spot. I was just like...
Yeah, that hurt. That one hurt.
I felt like I cashed that one very early. I was trying to – I was looking at halftime was one of those. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to get this one. I'm going to be good on the week. And then it just spiraled down. I was trying to jinx it towards the end because I was texting Tony with congratulations with 4 minutes left, just doing everything I can to throw every jinx in the world, and it did nothing. So,
all right, against Phillip Rivers in America's Game of the Week. That's a shame. He doubted Phil. What'd he do? Got it done. So
yeah, because
7-3.
I expected Phillip Rivers was going to have a better overall team performance than Aaron Rodgers. Great. Yeah, that was expected.
It was just the mistakes on Green Bay. I think if you play that 10 times, you get more Green Bay wins in that situation. But again, congratulations, Tony. Big win for the Colts. They're in great position, and
Yeah.
fuck Green Bay. Can't sell the lead away. That was very
Phil's been great for a month. Phil's been playing very well.
great.
Great,
Yeah.
really good month of football.
Pump the brakes.
You can't ask for more, really.
So that's
He's limiting mistakes. I'll give you that, which is big.
It's 2 good
Look
weeks.
at the game log, man.
Yeah, 2 good weeks. The last 2 in a row.
3. Forgetting the Bengals game. How great that was.
Was it?
Well, they were playing catch up the whole time.
Yeah, and he did great.
Okay. Congratulations. The last one I had. What?
Thank you.
No, I'm being nice.
Great.
I'm trying not to be a dick to you. I've been told I've been too much of a dick to you. I'm trying to be nice. Now you're reversing course here. You little humble, act like you've been there.
I am. It just doesn't
game.
sound genuine. It doesn't sound genuine at all.
All right, 5 minutes. I'm done being nice to you now. This is gonna.
Oh, now you are. Now you
That lasted all of 7 minutes.
The last one, Chiefs -7. So that one was kind of never gonna win the whole game. It kind of like the Chiefs defense just decided not to play. The offense came out very strong. They were controlling the game, but just defensively, I keep trying to buy into Kansas City's defense as being a little bit better than what everyone thinks it is. The way people talk about them, I'm like, you know what? They're not as atrocious. They can keep you, and they're fine in a game where they're going to play well. No, give Raiders credit. They played very well. They were in that game the whole time. So I was never in doubt that Chiefs were going to win the game, but it was one of those where I'm like, okay, I got a good number with 7, and I still feel like there's no shot of it hitting. So tough situation all around. 1-3, 27-24, and 1 on the year, up 1.5 units, and we'll try to bounce back this week.
Yeah. Green Bay money line, that didn't hit. They pissed it away. Then when they had a chance to do it in overtime, that fumble just... Yeah, you were talking about staring at a wall. Just empty, just like what, really? Okay. All right. Yeah.
Fucking hate you.
Eggs plus 10.5. Why did I trust Loot?
We tried to tell you, man. I told you they could get shut out.
That the worst part too was like the first 2 drives where he drove down the field and threw interceptions, and like at the beginning, because Jacksonville's defense held them to a field goal for like basically the whole first half. You know what I mean?
Missed the kick.
End of the first half. So they were in it. It was great, and then it just completely went to shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
He's the worst quarterback in the league. Like, you watched the game last week and you look at it a little deeper. Like, that was a very lucky cover they had in Green Bay, and everything just went wrong against the Steelers. And he is, I think he threw 4 picks, right?
Yeah, the turnovers were just, and again, it was like he would move them in the scoring position, and then that would happen, and it was just, oh my God, it was heartbreaking. And that's why it was heartbreaking, because you would see that offense get moving. You would see James Robinson, like, you would see it do positive things, and then you would just see them like the biggest bonehead interception you could ever imagine. And yeah, so that one was dead. And then Miami, and even you had Fitzmagic leading a comeback late, even though Tua is out, and you think it's gonna work. No chance, no dice. Intercepted in the end zone as Fitzmagic was leading that comeback. And that one died. And I went from 0-2 to 0-3, and I'm 0-5, and this is just pain. It's just pain. It's terrible. But
a rookie quarterback going into the altitude in Denver, I don't know. See, that's what not a lot of people realize, how much of a disadvantage that was.
You're talking like you've been winning the other side of these bets, Tony.
Yeah.
I said it last week. I said everyone is against the Broncos is when they win.
You say that every.
No, what you said specifically was I'm not betting them, so they're gonna win, and that's when I Theo, you can find the clip. I said,
so I was right.
Bad about this now. I said that.
You proved me right.
The second he said he wasn't betting them, and I was just like, fuck. So you know what? That's actually what I'm gonna blame this on. I'm gonna blame this on Tony and him not betting Denver. So
I want the Broncos to win. I like them.
It's an 0-4, it's an 0-5, but I don't know. I should have known when Tony reverse mushed it. Tony, how'd you do?
I actually won. I won a bet. My New York Jets took care of business, covered the points. They almost screwed it up. they missed a few extra points at the beginning of the game that almost cost them everything. But Joe Flacco, Joe Cool, drove down the field at the end, scored that nice touchdown to cover. Nice. Felt good. The other ones, Arizona, didn't happen. That safety is where it all fell apart, but, just didn't happen. And what was the other one I had? It was another loser. I'll tell you that.
It was a loser. Nice.
Yeah. I can't.
Was it you the Chiefs?
No, it wasn't the Chiefs.
So it's good to come prepared.
I was about to say, I love how Tony can't remember his best.
I'm just too elated about Indianapolis and
the Bears didn't play this week, so I know you didn't bet them.
No. Yeah, let's try to guess. Let's try to guess what I bet on.
Try to guess. Oh my god. Scintillating video and audio right here as Tony tries to remember / guess what he bet. We should just be an auto loss.
Was it the Falcons?
No, it wasn't the Falcons.
Jesus, Tony.
I never bet the Falcons except for
the Eagles, wasn't the Lions, wasn't the Patriots, wasn't the Jags.
It was the Patriots. Yeah.
Patriots. Oh, and I forgot you were on that too.
Yeah. I was on that with you.
Now, on the other side, after Theo. Okay. We're moving on.
This is a shit show.
Yeah.
No one's in it right now.
Theo, other than like a big fuck you to that, whatever that last little segment was.
Fuck you to Tony, but that's evergreen.
But yeah, what's the fuck you of the week for you?
Okay, so in my evergreen attempt to defend Carson Wentz, to find excuses for Carson Wentz, I stumbled upon a thread that he gives me enough reason to believe that this is what's affecting his career.
Yeah, you sent that to him.
I'm going to give credit. Luke Stansfield, he's an Eagles writer on Twitter, was going through veganism in NFL quarterbacks and NFL players in general and how it affects their careers. He found a laundry list of examples on guys who turned vegan who just stopped performing right after. Carson Wentz went to a gluten-free diet. He went all green ever since he got married, started having sex. That's another thing. That's another thing affecting him. He started to not play well. And there's a laundry list of guys, Arian Foster, Aaron Rodgers, Demaryius Thomas, David Johnson, Colin Kaepernick, Amari Cooper, who all have examples of turning vegan and quickly either suffering major injuries or just struggling in performance. So I'm not going to say that's why Carson's struggling. But if he had a couple of steaks, maybe that's all he needs. Because you can't think of a reason a guy regresses this badly. It's probably the diet. So food for thought, discuss.
Literally.
Isn't LeBron James a vegan?
He's an animal. He's like a machine. Same with Tom Brady. Him and they don't count. They're too generational.
This is Tom Brady's all plant-based and his TB12 method and the special electrolytes. And
well, that's what Rodgers is. Rodgers is plant-based now. He used to be vegan and now he's I think that's what it is. He's plant-based.
Olivia Munn, I think, got him on that, and now he's on the Crystals with Danica Patrick, and that changed his career.
Well, they're not together anymore. I don't know.
They're not together?
They broke up.
Oh, okay. Behind on the Aaron Rodgers news.
You're living his best life.
Yeah.
I don't one this week. Do you have a fuck you of the week?
Me? No, I want to talk about the hypocrisy with the Ravens game getting moved. That's bogus. Okay. The 49ers had to play when they lost their entire offense. And they're like, yep, we're going to play. But the Ravens, it's like, nope, we'll give you guys a break. We'll let you guys play on Sunday. That's a joke. In the 49ers season, I'm not saying they were going to win for sure, but it's been a downward spiral ever since that game. And the Ravens, who were very likely to lose on Thursday, get the chance to get players back that other teams haven't been able to in the same situation.
I agree wholeheartely with that. I had a Steelers -3, and it's stupid. They cashed me out of it, and I'm going to probably get a worse number on Sunday, and it doesn't make sense. The Niners have been decimated, and for some reason, the Golden Boys of the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens, just need every break possible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But at the same time, because it's COVID related, this should probably actually happen more. It's just kind of ridiculous the way it's been handled. Really a joke. Like the way they keep changing protocols to make games go through, and then all of a sudden now, it's a mess.
It's weird because it's the biggest game of this almost one of the biggest games of the season. Thursday on the Thanksgiving.
so much. That's the thing. Like, it's the Thursday prime time. I'm still surprised they haven't flexed something. You know what I mean? Like, I know they can't. They can't all of a sudden be like, oh, by the way, now you play next week. I'm surprised this has just been like it's a mess. Everything's a mess
Could
right
they
now.
move? They could maybe move the lines to like 3 o'clock or something, and then push the other game to like 6, so you kind of have the day covered. Get some. I think there's some college basketball probably in the morning. That would kind of work, but I don't know if they're going to do that.
That's the thing, and it's tomorrow. Like, well, if you're watching this, it's probably you probably see it today, and then it's tomorrow, and then if you're listening to this, it's probably today. Yeah, no, this is weird. Like, it messed up their whole schedule. But we'll see how they handle it. It'll be interesting. If that's it, I guess we'll get right to the picks. Theo, what do you got this week?
Well, we had 3 locked in. We have 3 locked in. We had 4. The Steelers are moved. I will reassess the numbers and all whoever's playing and go back into that. I think I will be on the Steelers again, but again, follow my Twitter at TheoIorDanou for final plays and everything. The first official play, though, is Falcons +3 at -105. Back on Atlanta. Didn't want to be, found every excuse not to be, but the way the line moved after the opening at a pick, I just didn't understand. I don't understand why that moved there. The Raiders are a good team. They keep proving me wrong every week. They're a good offense, but they still have those questions defensively. I think last week you look at Atlanta, you look at how everyone's off Atlanta. I think it was more because New Orleans' defense is a lot better than people are kind of making it out to be. I think you have a West Coast team on a 1 o'clock game. Now they're getting a lot of money on them. I don't understand why that number's there. So it's a strict numbers grab. If you can get it at +3, I recommend it there. Anything below, I would not touch it. Even without Julio, I think there's enough weapons on Atlanta to be able to score. So I'm probably going to have to explain why I picked this next week, and I'm just going to tell you now, I'm not thrilled with it, but the numbers are the numbers, and that's what we're betting.
I don't like the Falcons. I don't trust the Falcons. The Falcons are the team I follow, but I have no faith in them. And last week was like the great reminder of like, okay, they're probably going to do what they can to go 8-8, and then it's like, no, they're going to go 7-9 or 6-10, and fuck the draft pickup. But like, it's the worst. It's the worst. Lost.
It's a really bad motivational spot for the Raiders too. Another thing to throw in, like you coming off a big Chiefs game on a Sunday night, and you got to go and play an early game against an Atlanta team who you think you should throttle, but I still think they're a little better than what people are making them out to be. And usually, I think Atlanta kind of gets overbet a lot of weeks, but this week I think it's the complete opposite, and I'm fine with the 3. And if it loses, it loses. But that's my play. The next one, Thanksgiving play, Lions team under 24 at -118. A lot of juice there, but I feel very strongly about this play. Galladay's out, which affects Stafford's game more than anything. Like, he's still kind of banged up, but without Galladay, they can't compute an offense. Patricia on a short week. I think that this team under is a very good look. I think the game under might be a good look too. I didn't want to play the Texans at -3. Just don't want to lay that number with them.
Yeah.
But I think the team under is a pretty good look there.
No. The Lions have had some serious issues. They have massive injury issues, and then they've had just overall team issues falling apart when they've had leads. It's just they're a disaster. They're a disaster.
Yeah, and I know that it's a bad defense in Houston. It's kind of tough to like be confident about it, but I think that to see that Lions can get 24, I'll be very surprised if they can do it, even if Swift plays. Yeah. The next one I like Panthers team over 23.5. This over just shot up today, the game over, because of the Teddy Bridgewater practicing news. CMC still don't know what his status is going to be, don't know if he's going to play. But again, you have a Vikings defense that's still not very good. They don't get much pressure on anybody. Look what happened against Dallas. That offensive line's been struggling all year, got no pressure at all. I think you have a situation here where Teddy Bridgewater is not going to have to feel the pressure, and the Panthers' passing game's been good. Yeah, I think you could argue for Panthers +3.5. I felt better about their team over because I think Minnesota is still going to get theirs on the ground, especially. So I'm going to go with the team over. Team overs have been good to me, so let's hopefully cash that one. And what else do we got? I think those are the official plays, some leans. I'm waiting on the Chargers to get to +6. If they don't, I'll probably take it. But the difference between 5.5 and 5 isn't enough to like make me jump at the 5.5 now. See if we get a 6. John Brown's not practicing. That'll affect the Bills' passing game. So I'll probably be on LA. I think that number's a little bit too high. I know the Chargers are not a fun team to bet on, but
Oh.
as an underdog, they're pretty good to like cover spreads like that big.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking Niners. Don't know if I'm going to be on that one. They play the Rams well. If it gets over 7, that might be a possible look. And Tampa Bay plus 3.5 is another one I might play, depending on some offensive line news for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I guess I'll pick up right off of that, just since I have the other side of that Kansas City. I got Kansas City minus 3.5 and minus 105. After what we saw against that Raiders team, I just think Patrick Mahomes is he's gonna get it done at the end of the game. He's gonna lead them down the field. He's gonna get the touchdown. It's 4. Yeah, I'd much rather it's 2.5, but at the same time, I still have faith that Mahomes can lead them down for a touchdown if they're down. I think he can cover that 4 points. The Chiefs are just dangerous. And the problem about the Chiefs, though, is they can sleepwalk through games because of how good they are. So it's why I'm a little bit worried about taking them at 3.5, but I'm going to do it here. And then my other play right now, just locked in already, is Cardinals minus 2.5 at minus 110. The Patriots don't look good. You know what I mean? They just don't look very good. Yeah, they look fine against the Bills, and then the Josh Allen pulled it out. Well, he didn't really pull it out. Cam Newton fumbled it back to them. But you know what I mean? You saw them have issues, but then you've just seen them be inconsistent. You've seen Cam make mistakes. Other than the Seattle game, honestly, other than that Seahawks game, what was that, week 2? Cam hasn't looked very good all year. That offense hasn't looked very good all year, and we talked about it. They have serious talent issues. So, yeah, Arizona's had their issues at times, but I'm taking Kyler and the Cardinals here because I think they can win by a field goal. I think that's an easy pick. Leans, if Miami gets to minus 6.5, they're playing the Jets. They're playing the goddamn Jets. You know what I mean? And if Tua's, if it wasn't injury related, it was play related or whatever, if Tua's starting, even if it's Magic starting, I don't really care. It's the goddamn Jets. Either of those guys are better than them, and their defense should be able to cause Flacco problems. Just genuinely cause Flacco problems. So, and that's if Flacco's even playing, and if it's not Darnold, who's coming back from an injury. It's just, the Jets are the Jets, okay? The Jets are the goddamn Jets. That's a lean that I'm looking at. And it's funny, I would actually look at the Raiders minus 2.5 if it got there. Honestly, just because I don't trust the Falcons.
You get some Falcons. You might get that by Sunday. There's some Falcons money been coming in the market.
Well, that's the thing. It's minus 3 at minus 105 right now, so it's actually moving that way.
A few things on your. Sorry, do you have a few more? I was going to comment on a couple.
No, just to finish it off is the final bets will be on my blog on Sundays. Right, I put that up very early Sunday morning before I get out and go for a run, which I'm not really gonna be able to do as it fucking gets snowy. But yeah. That fucker comes out first thing in the morning, and I explain kind of in depth why I made my picks. But Theo, you had something to say?
Yeah, one thing. Kyler Murray is battling a shoulder. I think he's still in the injury report. I don't know if that's going to affect his status. I think they're still confident he's going to play, but that's something to look into.
And
yeah,
Gilmore's playing.
Missing, so he might at practice, and he might be on the report, but I haven't heard anything about him missing practice. So.
Yeah, I just know he's been battling it for a few weeks now. And the Miami one, yeah, you might be buying low on them because it seems like everyone's the Stardust a little bit, off them.
Yeah.
That might be actually a good play, but.
And again, you're playing against the Jets, which is another thing that makes me feel good, right? And it's just if it gets down to a field goal or a touchdown, 6.5 instead of 7, they shut them out the last time they played. You know what I mean? That's why I say I don't care if Fitzmagic plays, because Fitzmagic shut them out. This is when they flipped to Tua. Tua came in the second half of that. So,
if the Jets cover, it'll be a backdoor like last week.
Oh, exactly. It'll be a miracle thing. And again, that's just what the Chargers are. The Chargers are the Chargers. They would have blown it if it wasn't the goddamn Jets. You know what I mean? Yeah. If it wasn't Adam Gase and the Jets, they would have fucked it up. Tony, what are your picks this week?
Yeah, I'm on the Falcons too. I like the
you number. Write it down this time though, so we remember time.
Yeah.
You actually betting it?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm now I really want to bet the Raiders. Yeah. I love Theo's reaction here.
Falcons and I like Seattle Monday. That's it.
Ooh, what makes you like the Seahawks here?
What makes me like the Seahawks?
Just because
Peele Griffin back in practice, Chris Carson back in practice. they're getting healthier. They had all these injury problems before, and they were winning. Now they struggled a bit on the road this year, but the Eagles, they struggled everywhere. So I like Seattle.
There's also going to be a lot of wind. If you've done your weather reports, that's going to be an ugly, sloppy game. Just so you know, the total's been skyrocketing down.
I think Chris Parsons playing then.
Okay, I can't argue with your play. I don't know.
Carlos Hyde could do the same.
Where's that going to close at? You think 6? It'll get up there.
It's 5 right now.
Samigos money's been coming in. I think because of the. I don't really know why. I don't know.
It dropped from. I think it was it 5.5 before? I don't know.
I think it hit 6 for a minute. It was sitting around 5.5, and then Samigos money came in. That one will.
I really wonder where this one will get at.
These Sunday lines won't until after these Thanksgiving games, especially. The lines for Sunday won't move till like Thursday, Friday, especially.
Monday nighter. So yeah, it's a weird one. But that's all the time in the world, right? So like by kickoff, that number could be really weird. Who knows?
Yeah.
I guess Tony, any fantasy plays?
I hate to say it because I hate this organization. I hate the player. I hate everything about it. But Taysom Hill is a guy you need to pick up if you need a quarterback, really. Drew Brees probably going to be out at least the next 2 weeks. But, he had a big game last week. He scored he had 3 total touchdowns. Had the 2 rushing ones. The Falcons, they don't have a good defense, but they're playing the Broncos this week. I mean, they are going to altitude, so I don't know. But the week after that, they play the Falcons again. So you're going to get a couple of good weeks where he's going to get those red zone touches, and he's going to be productive. The one thing that's affected Kamara didn't have 1 catch last week. For the first time in his whole career, he didn't catch 1 pass. And we know that running quarterbacks don't throw to their running back very much. So that could be something to watch out looking forward. Obviously, you're not going to bench Kamara or anything, but it's a little concerning. We'll see if that changes this week. But, these running quarterbacks, if they have the chance to take off, they're not going to dump it off to the running back. They're just going to run themselves. But, Taysom Hill is a guy that you'd like to get, especially in a 2-quarterback league. But, Taysom Hill.
Yeah, and I guess one more thing before we wrap it up. Joe Burrow, the Bengals, his knee, that was not pretty. It looked bad when it happened. Tore his ACL, tore his MCL. There's other structural damage. They're talking like it might actually eat into next year. Like, we don't even know how long it's going to be. So that just sucks. Honestly, like, Joe Burrow had looked so good. We talked about how good he was, how live the Bengals were with him around, and they really don't have anything. Mixon's been hurt. They don't really have many receivers. They have T. Higgins. You know what I mean? Like, that team had nothing, and Joe Burrow made it exciting. And it's just, you hope he can come back. You hope he can get the knee right. You know what I mean? It sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, sucks
Carson
for everyone.
Vibes, man. I hope it doesn't change the way he plays, because the way that Carson plays, it seems like it does affect him, and I don't hope that doesn't happen to Joe Burrow, because he reminded me a lot this year, first-year Carson, where it's like, this guy's so exciting, he's going to change the way of the game, he's going to be electric, and I really hope it doesn't affect him scrambling and his ability to move, so we'll see.
Scrambling, it was in the pocket, like, you got to
surviving, I should have said.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Carson Palmer injury. It's very similar to that. Yeah. But from a
Van Olhoffen thing was terrible, and it was so dirty. He fucking rolled through him.
They would have lost.
It is kind of scary though how that happened to the next Bengals quarterback that they drafted number 1 overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of because that was horrible for Carson. That was a massive setback for that entire franchise, because again, like Joe Burrow, that wasn't an ACL. It was an ACL, MCL, and everything else in his knee. Like, I think it was his patella too. Like, it was devastating. And that's, hopefully Joe Burrow can come back from that, because we all want to watch Joe Burrow play. He's entertaining as all hell. He's awesome.
Yeah, from a fantasy standpoint, all the Bengals are downgraded.
Yeah, T. Higgins is done. Yeah, exactly. Tony, what do you think? Even Mixon issues, because who the hell is their starting quarterback right now?
This week it's going to be Brandon Allen. Who knows when Mixon's going to be back? He's on the IR, so I think in a couple of weeks. But Giovanni Bernard who was doing well, slowed down the last couple of weeks. Boyd and Higgins are the biggest droppers as far as stock. Higgins was having a fantastic season. And who knows what Brandon Allen, his preference is going to be. But obviously, it's definitely a downgrade.
Yeah. No, it's not good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I have one more thing.
Yep.
I got to address this. Last week, I gave out the Saints over.
Yep.
Quickly after the news broke, I bailed out of it. I took a minor loss on it. Tweeted it right away. You can't put captions on YouTube videos anymore. I don't know why.
Really?
I tried. I looked at it. I don't think you can, like those annotations, like you can add. I don't know how to do it. I tried to. I put it under the caption in the description. I tweeted it out right away. So any changes like that, I will always tweet, and they'll always be on the Toronto on Tilt Twitter and my personal Twitter. So right away, as soon as that quarterback change was made, I was against the play. So
if stuff like that happens, like if anything we put in the podcast, if there is a massive change like that, look to the Twitter, look to our personal Twitters, again, the blogs on Sunday with our picks. Like you'll be able to find it. We will make it available. We will let you know just because we would want to know. Like if we're making changes after we're telling you, like putting in advice, and then all of a sudden we find out that Sean Payton just, pull the fast one through Jameis threw Jameis out of there. We'll let you know. We'll update our picks. Anything else that you boys wanted to get to?
Nope.
All right. That has been week 12 of the Toronto on Tilt football podcast. Once again, you can find our website, Toronto on Tilt. You can find our Twitter at Toronto on Tilt. You can find us. The video for this will be on YouTube, Toronto on Tilt. The audio will be on all streaming platforms. We have an issue with posting today. The way we posted is through Anchor, and they are down. If they are up before I go to sleep, I will post it. If not, you will get this tomorrow, hopefully before kickoff. Should be. And then, like, comment, subscribe, share, show your friends, let them know about us. And, hey, we'll get back. We will bounce back. And I might have to take that Raiders pick since Tony's.
I'll just stay the same.
What?
I'll stay the same.
Like losing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys all sucked. And
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
The fade card continues.
As Tony keeps going.
Yeah.
Peace.